Alright.
I have one unfriend online.
Unfriend?
I have one unfriend me, but this is going to be a great podcast. I can tell.
Oh, it's oh. Oh, you can quaff. Yeah. Have you played Alien Hominid yet? They really want you to play Alien Hominid. Yeah, I must have played this for like a level, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe you got nostalgic on your own.
It happens to the best of us. You're just minding your own business, and then suddenly nostalgia creeps up from behind. Grabs you by the coattails. Alright.
That's what happened with me in Sonic Mania.
Do you want to go to the Industrial Castle or the Flowery Field? We'll have to go to both.
Well, let's go to Flower Industrial Castle.
Alright.
Oh, my king.
My liege. Oh, it's the bees.
I don't recall this at all.
It might be like one of those levels that like you only see these guys once and you never see them again.
Maybe.
Yeah. But also it has been a couple years since we played the game.
Yeah, that's a definite yes.
So, I suppose start off again. I'm Nick.
I'm Pete.
And we're back playing Castle Crashers and then maybe talking about video games.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It could be a possibility. Beekeeper Knights. I'm lost in the shuffle.
You're one of these characters.
I'm not a knight that stands out.
Well, they're all the same shape. It's just different colors. Oh yeah, we have to go in these catapults.
You have to go in a catapult. Oh, I do. There we go. Flop.
Flop.
So, what's our topic?
So, first topic is, I guess I kind of wanted to talk about Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah. I know a friend of mine who recommended it to me because it was $20.
Was
the
that
first one?
Was that the reason I recommended it to you? Not because it was a great game?
Yeah, because it was $20 now.
Because it was cheap.
And also Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. Same time. I played it, I enjoyed it. I don't remember much about it.
Well, that is true. There's a lot of it I don't quite remember as clearly as I used to. But I do remember the cliffhanger ending.
Yeah.
That went unresolved.
That was my that was my point too. I remember it was a cliffhanger, and I was waiting for a sequel.
And now there is a sequel. Exactly what we've been waiting for.
Is it?
Except it's a prequel. And it doesn't involve any of the same characters. And you play as a monkey. A space monkey.
Well, isn't that the futuristic way of insulting humans? Space monkeys? No.
Sure?
Not really.
Okay. Oh. Oh yeah, now I remember this level.
Oh!
Because you're interrupting their wedding. And they've got a little version of themselves on the cake. But like, on one hand, some of the gameplay that I saw of Beyond Good and Evil looks cool. But then on the other hand, like, this isn't exactly what fans have been asking for.
Well, I don't know if you remember the first trailer years ago.
Yes.
That wasn't what I was asking for either as a fan.
Well, a trailer. Well, you're hoping for a full game and not a trailer.
Well, of people stuck in the desert. And I remember being a water planet.
This is true. But at the very least, it involved the proper characters.
Yeah.
At the very least, Jade was in it, and Big Guy.
I remember Pig Guy. I don't remember Jade at all.
The main character.
Yeah, from the trailer.
Okay.
And I'm like, what is this? That's why I wasn't excited.
Oh, okay. But now we have this prequel game that's just in the universe. So, like, it's not necessarily the first time that we've dealt with sequels that are actually prequels.
Yeah.
Like, I remember getting excited about Metal Gear Solid 3, and then it turns out it doesn't answer any of the questions that were brought up in the previous game. Now, Hideo Kojima eventually went on to make Metal Gear Solid 4, which happened to tie every single loose end in the series up. And Metal Gear Solid 3 didn't take 20-some years to make. Or, not 20 years, a decade to make.
No, it didn't. In fact, I remember pretty soon after Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. It was announced. And we had a gameplay trailer of 3.
Oh, watch out.
Yep. This guy likes his bombs. Oh.
Yeah.
No. Save yourself.
Nice. Okay, this might be the death of us.
What? Did we not level up? Did we not grade and earn money?
No.
Oh,
No.
this is my first time trying to revive somebody. Ever.
So what do we need? More strength?
More strength and more defense.
There.
In my case, more defense.
Let's give the at the very least we can go straight to the weapon. Let's give the industrial castle a try.
That sounds good. Oh no. Our brethren. My lady. Ha 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 ha.
Wait. I think we actually need something for this.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna need bombs.
Ah. Well, I know someone that was throwing them quite liberally.
Yep. Let's give it another go.
There we go. Well, now we have full health.
That is true. That'll be helpful. We did have full health when we attacked
Actually,
last time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot when we got the fruit. I was wondering who my bat was attacking.
The enemy.
And I don't like this chair.
So, where were we?
Metal Gear Solid was the last thing I heard. Don't worry, it happens again once all the time.
Okay. Excellent. Do you have any interest in Beyond Good and Evil 2?
You know, I'm more interested in the sequel. But if they've got a new interesting gameplay that I'm interested in, that I find out I'm interested in, you know.
Then I suppose.
Yeah. But if it's
Now I suppose like that's like it should still be good by itself.
yeah.
And like so far based on that trailer, I can't help but think that it's just trying too hard at being cool.
Trying to appease the new generation.
And that's okay. And that's something that I've been noticed by. I've been playing the Third Birthday for some reason on the PSP. Are you familiar with that game?
No.
The Third Birthday is the sequel to the Parasite Eve series.
Ah.
Apparently they decided when they were making that game that they were going to reintroduce the lead character of Aya Brea by giving her amnesia for some reason, because that kind of gives her a blank slate for people new to the series. Yeah.
We're gonna try hard here. Whoa. Where's Auto Hero? Can I just stand in a corner and
Oh yeah, we probably should just go to a stage that has an item shop and buy a bunch of healing potions. Yeah, if we don't make it through here, we'll do that. But they redid the gameplay for Third Birthday. They changed the story around to fit the reimagining of her character. But like, it just kind of feels like they're just ignoring their primary audience, which would be the people who would be excited about new Parasite Eve game, and just hoping to revitalize the series.
I seem to recall that from a certain hedgehog.
Yeah.
Except Sonic's never had amnesia, but he's never really had a story arc either.
That is true. Maybe we shouldn't have chosen such a skill-based game to do a cast from.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
I'll go one more strike.
I'm gonna go more defense. Oh wait, never mind. I'm not gonna do anything.
Press Y. Okay. There you go.
Now I'm not gonna do anything.
Now, where was there a item shop? Was it the first level?
I thought it was just in the castle. I think. What? What? They just replaying the...
Yeah.
We have to replay the stage?
Yeah, but we can always exit the map once we get to the item shop.
I thought it was the item shop was just alone.
No, it was like in the middle of the level. think. I don't think it's in this one.
I don't think so.
No, not our unsaved progress. Castle Keep?
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely not Barbarian. Oh, yep. There it is. And, like, the third birthday isn't terrible by any means.
Maybe. As long as you had fun.
As long as you had a good time.
As long as you had a good time.
Alright, now go. Press X. And again, a bunch of more times.
Okay.
Do I already have one of those? Nope, I can buy it.
Alright.
Excellent.
That
Now
was
we're
a good
prepared.
level.
Alright, any finishing thoughts on the subject?
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I have no more thoughts. I've exercised them all.
Yeah, no extra thoughts.
Yeah, just hopefully it is a cool game, even though it's not necessarily what people ask for.
Hopefully it leads to the game that people have asked for.
Yes. Hopefully it does well, so that they actually do make a Beyond Good and Evil sequel that is a sequel.
Maybe it's going to be a reverse of, Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, like you think you spend the entire time playing as the ape, but it's actually like only the first hour.
Yep.
Now, having giant columns in your 2D beat 'em up sounds cool.
It's very atmospheric.
Yes, it really
But-
makes you feel like you're inside a giant castle. But
But I kind of need to see. Seeing is a good thing, I hear.
seeing is believing. Oh, I don't want to accidentally use them. But now we've got plenty. Now we're able to move on to something that is kind of sort of related to what we're doing right now. That is game difficulty.
Game is it the topic I mentioned? Game difficulty with localization.
Si, senor. Yes.
So yesterday I bought a game from a used game store called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project. So I got to level 3, and I'm using my last continue. And it's like, God, this is very difficult. Oh, nice. Okay. Come down again. Using my last continue on it, I'm like, gosh, this is difficult. Is there extra lives I can get with a cheat code? That'd be nice. And so I look online, and yes, there's a cheat code for it. In fact, it's a cheat code to a whole menu full of different options you can select. One is the easy mode.
Okay.
And extra lives, and what level you should start at, and a sound test. like, yeah, these are pretty neat. So I also look at like the history of the game, and it says that the cheat code is already enabled with the Japanese version. They just took out the level select option.
Okay.
So it's just an options menu in the Japanese version.
Okay. All right.
So why do they have to hide it from Americans? Yet the Japanese people can just get it right away.
That is an odd bit of trivia. I wonder if it's due to like Battletoads. Like Battletoads is this well, it's not American, but it's a Western product. And it's this super hard game because the testers who tested the game just got really, really good at it. Like, for them, it wasn't hard. Oh, there's a banana bush.
Yep. I haven't used a potion yet.
That will be kind of funny, though, if we manage to go through this fight without potioning up.
The game changes difficulty because we have potions?
Yep. It knows that we have potions to spare and makes itself easy, or we're just getting better. Whatever makes more logical sense to you.
I like this. And then getting better, but of course I think that always, and then, the game hands me a new asshole. Whoa!
Oh, okay.
We did it. Melee is best.
Melee is best.
Am I player 2 or you player 2?
You're a player 2.
No.
Because I already beat the game back in the day, so I still technically have the achievements.
Well, it wasn't my character. It wasn't my username here. Oh.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a good thing we have these potions.
But Mega Man 2, the Japanese version had a normal and difficult setting.
Really? And the American version didn't have any difficult setting.
It had a easy setting, which is normal.
Okay.
And a normal setting, which is difficult.
So it's very similar to Devil May Cry 2 then, in which Devil May Cry 2 released with in America, with like the hard mode being the normal. Okay.
Yet we didn't get Super Mario Brothers 2 that Japan got
Because it was too hard.
because it was too hard. So, what does Japan think? Can they have a standard for what they think Americans find difficult and find easy?
Well, I suppose you could rephrase the question to, did they have a standard back in the day? Because nowadays, I would say they kind of sort of have a standard. Like nowadays, the idea of difficulty being a concept to worry about isn't really that much troublesome, with the exception of games that are purposely made. Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna see if there was stuff to lift, but
Can we? Yeah, we can.
oh yeah.
Oh, kitty.
Oh, a kete. Can you pick up that bat so I can then pick up the kete? Okay. Do you want the kete?
Do you want the kitty?
I can do without.
I'll do it.
Alright.
The bat can't seem to decide whether it wants to attack sometimes or sit around.
Or sit around and do nothing.
I'm not gonna use a potion here. There we go.
Oh yeah, blah people.
Blah.
People, blah people. Talk like blah, walk like people. So like, but then back in the day, like, you can say that Nintendo was a big experiment or the video games were a big experiment at the time. So, like, I don't know why they decided to remove options that should, in theory, be there. Okay, potion in there.
Yeah, back to potion again for me.
Along with this sweet techno track. Okay. Pete, no time for beverages.
Oh, I'm
Only
so
death.
thirsty. So much talking.
Let your throat be dry.
Will it to be dry?
Then we'd have to go back to the pet master people to find out the answer to that mystery. Oh, money. Cash. No, they're taking away our money.
No, you don't. Oh, they explode.
Will you trust mushroom apples?
Yes.
Okay.
Not in real life. Unless I was starving.
What if you found wall turkey?
Video games have trained me always trust the Walter.
If you find a giant cooked turkey inside a brick wall, it's good. Eat it.
There's a good reason why it's in the wall. It's for you.
You're gonna fight a boss soon, probably.
Or you just randomly hit walls until you found something. I'd have to ask Dracula though.
Why Dracula's castle is... So if Dracula's castle is supposed to shift with every incarnation of itself, why does it stock itself with turkey?
Maybe in the shift, turkey got stuck in the walls.
Yep.
But that's just it.
Oh yeah. What's next?
What is next?
So there's a topic that was brought up on the Super Best Friends podcast a couple times, and that is, should fighting game inputs be complex?
I think of it like a dance, you know? Like you've got all these intricate moves, and it's when you do those moves correctly that you come up with something cool.
Yeah, you got a lightsaber.
Yes. Give it to me. I have the high ground.
Except, like, the problem with that is most people aren't going to be able to master, like, multiple fighting games. Unless they just play fighting games.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay. My example would be the classic fighting game, Dive Kick. Dive Kick is described as a game that gets to the meat and potatoes of the fighting game fast. Largely because it's not very complicated. You have two moves. You have dive, you have kick. That is all you can do. So,
But that's supposed to be a parody of fighting
it's supposed to be a parry of fighting games,
It's not supposed to be a legitimate fighting
but it is.
game.
Because
Is that the developer's intention,
Um,
or is that what people have made of it?
I don't know. Like I've played a multiplayer dive kick. It can be pretty stressful, in a similar way that a fighting game can be pretty stressful. But you don't necessarily have to spend your time learning moves. You spend more time focusing on what you have available. Ah, some bananas for you.
Not good enough. Potions come up.
Like there was a fighting game that was coming out. I forget what it was called, but it took more like a MOBA approach to its special moves, and it had cooldowns. You just press the button, you do the special move, and you had to worry about what cooldowns you had available for you. That didn't necessarily mean that you would win. It just meant that everybody was more or less on a similar playing field when they just picked up the game. At the same time, apparently somebody made a counter argument that like, let's say you had to do specific types of moves. Like, you wouldn't be able to immediately follow it up with a different move because of the directions that you were supposed to do the... Like, if you wanted to throw Ryu's fireball, down, down, forward, forward, punch, you couldn't block while doing it.
Well, even in games with complex moves, you could get lucky. But when it's simple moves, you're just really requiring luck.
It's more about like what time somebody presses the move rather than.
So it's the same type of thing, but you just require more luck.
No.
I'm gonna call this.
Wait for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yay!
Money.
Oh, give it to me.
Cash.
Papa needs more health potions.
The answer is correct.
Uh-oh. Fight for the fair maiden. You're Ram! Hate you? Hate your Ram?
Well, your cat might do something. We're on two different planes of existence. Thank you, Ram.
You're a cheating Ram? We'll make you weep. You'll cry and cry and try to sleep. But sleep won't come the whole night through. Your cheating Ram is gonna tell on you.
I'm too busy making out with princesses to sleep.
All in all, I don't know much about fighting games.
All in all, I don't know much about fighting games because I also don't play them very much.
It's not a genre I particularly pick. I sold the first fighting game I ever owned.
Which was?
Clay Fighter.
Oh, I don't know if you're missing much.
And then,
Okay, so then here is a follow-up. Actually, do you want to see it, check out your lightsaber, see what the cat does?
sure, yes.
Here's a follow-up. Could beat-em-ups benefit from more complicated inputs.
Only if they keep the current the enemies simple. Like if you don't have inputs. Like if you don't know the complicated.
So you could still Okay, so in that case, then we're leaning more towards how Atlas did Persona, in which that there was like a mainstay, like you can just mash a button and get a result, but you can also do complicated inputs to do different other moves. I did not get a lightsaber.
Increases my strength. Moves down my ability, but yeah, with that. Oh, 10. What?
Oh, we have to be level 10.
I have to be level 10, and you have to pick it up.
Yep.
Well, that was fun. Into Noah's Ark.
Yes. Now, like a lot of fighting game moves, you can't really, or fighting game moves, you can't really do in a beat 'em up that well because of the different planes of movement. I just talked to the nurse. Increases your agility.
Oh, so I would lose my agility with the.
I don't know how high it actually increases it.
Come back to me, Bat. What did the lizard do again? Oh, swim.
Yes, which we don't need anymore.
Yeah.
I think that might be for like DLC.
Oh.
Maybe? I don't know. That would require me to spend money on the game.
You got the cat?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wait, then. You know what? Hold on. I want the ram then. Next princess will be mine!
Alright.
So yeah, beat 'em ups. As long as it's not the main focus of the game for combos in order to do stuff.
Volcano store.
Oh, I forgot to
What
buy
is
potions.
this? Oh, we can buy potions here.
Yeah.
And a Spiny. And a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh,
Why do we need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I'll buy...
I think it powers you up.
Possibly. And we do need a bomb. I'll buy a couple bombs. And then... I'll buy that.
Oh. I hate my job. It doesn't say anything else.
But yeah, like, I'd imagine most beat 'em ups you couldn't do. But let's say you got like a 2D beat 'em up. Like in theory, you would be able to have no wait, then you got Mortal Kombat Mythologies. That didn't work out so well.
Yeah. So no, beat 'em ups just remain simple.
You'd have to make them exciting in some other form. Whoa. And I suppose this leads to the last topic for the night.
Okay, whichever time period you're watching. Like the 40s.
Went to the future. What did you find? Memes. Memes as far as the eye can see. And I will turkey leg it up. So I was talking to a friend of mine over at work, and telling him about the thing with the Nintendo Switch cartridges. How that they're supposed to taste a little off.
Yeah.
Have you tasted your Nintendo Switch cartridge yet?
No, I haven't.
You're...
Like I told you when I got it. I want a certificate of authenticity that it hasn't been licked already.
You don't want to get a previously licked.
Oh, is this where you need that?
Yes. I figured a peanut butter and jelly sandwich would be useful.
Not required. Hey, I got one too. Yeah, that's what's good.
Come.
Okay. Run away.
Volcano Town. No active volcanoes.
Wow.
But I understand your decision not to want to lick used Nintendo Switch cartridges.
Yep. It's a kind of a pet peeve of mine. Or not pet peeve, but a fear I have.
But he was surprised that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. He was surprised that they still had physical copies of games, which seems a little odd because, well, has he been to a store? As you said, has he been to a store lately? But yeah, it brings up the idea, like I know I've spent a lot of time buying used. Oh, that son of. I've spent a lot of time buying digital. The only reason why I haven't had the Nintendo Switch taste experience is because I don't have a physical copy of the Nintendo Switch game yet. But at the same time, we still live in a world in which, when Microsoft announced the Xbox One, and it being always online, that was a bad thing.
Yep. Well, mainly because I go out of town, and my power is not always reliable. So, if I'm out of town, the power goes out, my Xbox can't connect to the internet anymore, I lose my game because the Xbox can't connect to the internet to say that I still have the game on my system. And that's what I hated about it.
Yeah, and that was the main issue with the always online in the first place, is that internet connections aren't quite what we would want them to be.
We do not have your internet providers in Redwood, Microsoft. Just because you can afford it.
There be chicken to the left. Go get him.
Oh. I'm not doing too bad this time.
Okay.
I only had to use 2 potions.
But do you think there's ever going to... do you think the next... How many PlayStation systems will we end up going through before we reach a point in which there's an always online PlayStation? And that's the requirement. It's probably not going to be the PS 5 or 6.
Here's the thing. Some of these AAA titles require more than what you can download. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The space requirements are... There's only 32 gigabytes on a Switch.
Yes. Well, the Nintendo Switch is built with the idea in mind that it's not going to be always online. But they give you the option to hook up an SD card, which is the route that I took.
Yep.
because I like the idea of just being able to turn on the Switch and be like, oh, I want to play this game. And it works a lot better with the Switch because the video game size for Switch games tends to be a lot smaller. I think I've got maybe like
so you're...
I think I got like 10 games hooked up to the installed on the Xbox One, and that fills up the whole hard drive.
And you can't.
And I can't use an SD card. I have to worry about doing game. I think we might have to peanut butter and jelly.
I think that's what they're trying to tell us.
Alright.
Maybe not.
I need more peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter jelly?
I think you have another sandwich.
I do not.
You have 2 sandwiches. It's odd boss design. It kind of just keeps supplying you ads to.
You have 2 sandwiches.
Now I have 2 sandwiches.
And
No,
now
I have 3 sandwiches.
Oh.
There.
I wonder how in sync that's going to be. Me singing along with the song.
Oh yeah, you need this for the.
Oh, I
the
remember
boat.
this guy.
I can't even see myself. Ah.
Huh.
Sure, falling rock.
Wow.
I don't know why the sound is all weird on that. Yay.
We both got one from that one.
It split into 2, or there was another one hiding behind it.
Ah, that's why I don't remember him dying.
Because he comes back.
He comes back. So.
Oh yeah, that's archery as well. I forgot about that.
I don't remember how to do magic.
It's like R, trigger, and Y.
Back to the store.
Aye.
I got all this gold.
Your gold is burning a hole in your pocket.
It's all in my pocket.
Is anybody gonna recognize that?
My friend from college, Nate, would.
Alright. We're doing this for an audience of 1.
So, anything to add to that? No, that's cool. Well, we really didn't talk about it. I do not think physical copies are going to go away.
We agreed a little bit too hard on that one.
Space issues and
there's space, like especially the thing is like, okay, we're gonna get closer to getting more online services as we go down the line. A decade from now, in theory, more people will be hooked up than there are today. But games are going to be bigger. Your 40 gigabyte game today is going to be 100 gigabytes 10 years from now.
Because we're not stopping at 4K televisions.
But okay, now that's a different discussion entirely, because like I don't think people upgrade TVs as they used to. Like they buy the 4K TV because that's the one that's on the market.
Yeah. But your games have to be bigger size if you want it to look good on a 4K TV. That's my point.
Correct. And then now that
Otherwise, you get panned by the public for not having a good-looking game on your TV. If it's supposed to be looking good. I'm not saying Sonic Mania is supposed to be high definition.
I want to see the 4K version of Sonic Mania with pixels so crisp.
I think the PlayStation, no, the PC version. PC version comes with a 4K compatible intro movie.
Okay.
Maybe an ending movie too.
I can see that.
But the game otherwise.
But yeah, and now that you've got Xbox One and PS4 are essentially both going to have versions of the game that exist for both regular televisions and Pro and 4K versions. So if they're going to keep doing that for the next generation, which is likely, you're going to end up dealing with a lot of extra installation space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember I have Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PS3, and I still had a standard definition television when that first came out. I couldn't read a word the instructions they were giving me.
Well, that was the glories of the Xbox 360 and the PS3 when those came out. Now that everything's a higher resolution, you're going to need that better TV if you want to read text.
I remember Dead Rising on
Yep.
360. Couldn't read a squat of that when you first had it.
Nope. Just had to have an idea of what was being told to me.
Yeah. And a game manual.
And a game manual.
Those don't exist either.
Not even the notes page. Where am I going to take notes? This is madness.
I need notes. Alright. Well.
I guess that wraps it up for today.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night. And good luck.
Beautiful people.